All right, every Tuesday, it's Deep Dive with Jimmy Vaccaro, bookmaker for over 40 years. If you're ever in Las Vegas, stop in and see him at the South Point and follow him on Twitter at Jimmy Vaccaro. The Alabama freight train rolls on, Jimmy. You got some professional money, little buyback on Tennessee late, but I mean, Alabama's playing a top 10 team Saturday. They're laying 17.
Well, I keep increasing their power rating. Obviously, after seeing with some degree Ohio State getting behind Clemson, almost losing the football game, both teams going to overtime, and you saw they were ranked 2 and 3 before the week started. And just throwing this around to people who I obviously respect. Going back about a week or two, we were talking about what Alabama on a neutral would be, both against Ohio State and Clemson, and that number has changed. We talked about anywhere between 4.5 and 6. I think that number reaches the minimum, starts at 7.5 or 8 if it comes to that point, because this team is just a machine right now. They just don't seem to have any trouble and score at will and actually turn up the heat when they want. So we are seeing something we haven't seen in quite a while, where there's such a clear-cut favorite. Yes, we understand football is a relatively crazy game and things can happen. But if Ohio State or Clemson played Alabama 100 times, it's going to be at least 80 wins for this team right now to have on the field. And it's incredible. I mean, Urban Meyer loses all those players last year, and this year's team is better than last year's team. The Alabama side. So it's just incredible. I don't know where it comes from, but they're just a great team. We haven't seen something like this in quite a while.
Yeah, Saban has all that talent. And 9 straight games with a defensive or special teams touchdown. How'd Saturday go?
Saturday was good. We would consider it like a little above average. We always talk about, here it is, football in October doesn't get much better, and more people keep showing up. I hate to sound like an old record, people out there listening, but the only thing I can keep telling you is that they keep coming. And when you get the Saturday games and split up perfect, some decent games at 9, 12:30, 4:30, and 7:30, you can't beat it, because it's just simply a churn that you've never seen in any other sport, other than maybe the Thursday and Friday of March Madness. I will take the numbers we did on Saturday for the remaining Saturdays that we have, but I can't tell you. A few games moved 3 or 4 points, and we won half of them, lost half of them, which means that's the best tonic we can get here as bookmakers. As long as it's split down the middle and you're writing a lot of money, you'll end up on the plus side no matter what happens.
I imagine the Steeler game was a Scoop Jackson, money line parlays, teasers, parlay cards, all out.
Biggest game of the year so far with the NFL concerned. When you beat a team like that, and as I've said a million times, if you get one of those early out of the block at 10 o'clock our time, doesn't necessarily guarantee you 100% you're going to win, but it surely makes it a lot easier for the course of the day. I don't know, different Miami teams showed up, and make no mistake about it, and it looked like it was going to be the same old as the kids scored the 60-yard run early in the game. And there was a lot of straight money from the smarts on the dog there too, but obviously, they did okay, but we simply were just overpowered, especially with money line and teaser bets, and it was the biggest game of the day and set the tone for us for the rest of the day.
What was a bad result for you yesterday or Sunday?
The bad result is not that, it all comes down to the last game falling 3. I mean, we could go and we won half the games early, we lost half the games early, but when everything was funneled in there, we were doing pretty good, because we obviously, the Eagles, maybe they were finally exposed. A team that opened as a small dog closed as a 3-point favorite. That was a very, very big game for us also. And so when you have these things, and it's obviously you just want them to break even. The Packer game, the smarts all during the week were all over the Dallas Cowboys, who are emerging again. I won't put the label America's team on them yet, but if these two youngsters keep playing the way that they are, you'll get an extra 10 to 15% of money on the Cowboys every week, because maybe they are coming back with this. So a lot of money early, but overwhelmed with Packer money late. And Rodgers just didn't look like the same. And that game, we were as low as 3.5, but we closed the game 5.5, blinked 6 for a little bit. There was a little bit buyback there. So that was another great game. But we surely gave probably about 15 to 20% back when the Houston game fell 3 in a crazy way that it fell. Is just unbelievable. And we opened the game 2.5, took a lot of minus 2.5, went to 3 during the week, was pounded all day early Sunday So we even went to 3.5 a little bit in the buyback there, and you saw with the final that wasn't any good, but it surely was crazy.
Something that can only help getting sports betting legalized. How about the Governor Sandoval and Mark Davis signed the bill? They're going to get the new stadium in Las Vegas. The owners will vote on it January 15th. We are this close to the Raiders moving to Las Vegas.
Well, I think we're past the 40-yard line, kid. We're going downhill now. So I think if we can just keep it clean and have a few blocks here and there to protect the quarterback, it's going to be reality. And I believe everybody will be satisfied. We understand that there's political things behind it. We understand we may have to pay a little bit more out of our little paycheck, but I just believe in the long run it's such a windfall for the whole Southern Nevada. It's just incredible. I've been saying it for a few years, plus a million other people have been saying it also. The time has come, and what this will do also, this opens up everything else. You'll absolutely see an NBA team here quickly, because it does take all the craziness to set up a huge stadium for the NBA. I would say that they'll come 18 months after everything is said and done. I believe we'll have an NBA team, NHL team, and naturally with the crown jewel would be the NFL team, which will just increase everything that we do here. Good for you, good for me, good for everybody here who lives and works in Las Vegas.
The debate Wednesday in Las Vegas, how many interviews will you do?
I just got called from an outfit called Vice Magazine. They're flying in. They want to do something early. USA Today, I got to do something around 3:30. I was asked to be on Hardball with Chris Matthews the day of the debate. Now, that's going to be a pain in the butt because I get security to drive me down there. Thomas and Mac will be jammed, and they want me there before the debate and talk a little bit after the debate. So, but it's worthwhile. Even though we can't bet on it, the publicity that, first of all, not because it's me, but any publicity that we get with Las Vegas' name attached to it cannot hurt. And we have Trump now up as a 6-1 underdog, who was almost picked him about 3 months ago with the convention, but obviously he stepped in a lot of bear traps in the last 45 days.
I know it infuriates you that outside of the United States, it's the second biggest betting day on our election. And what would happen if we could bet on the election?
Well, first of all, it would be the biggest event that we booked for the entire year. We'd make Super Bowl, obviously, small in comparison, for one big reason, Paulie. First of all, you can put up at any time for the next election, in the election in 2020, you could just put up Democratic Party, Republican Party. It'd be taking bets for 4 years. So you would obviously have 4 years to have money just keep mounting and mounting and mounting. Why it's done, I know the reason it is because the federal law there, and the federal law is still controlled by people. I hate to say it's people my age, the antiquated people. And once they're gone and out of the way, the younger kids who in 10 years will be the congressmen and who will be the people who can change these laws, I think, and there, not until then. They're staunchy old men who will not budge, and it's going to be a hard time to get them off their hot seat until they're basically gone.
Give them hell Wednesday. Thanks for 5 great minutes. Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts. Shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.